And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in FreeCol as the French in 1.2. I've changed how we're doing the capturing of the game here. So we're doing a display capture instead of a window capture. That should we tested a little bit over the break. That should show the pop-ups that weren't showing before. So with that, we should just be good to hit end turn and move into trying to deal with some of the stuff that we involved with pop-ups. So noticeably, the last two times this came up, this pop-up wasn't, for whatever reason, visible when we were in display capture. But here we're being given an option to nominate a founding father. As I said before, it rolls a random choice out of each of the categories. So trade, exploration, military, political, and religious. So we have to pick which one of the 5 choices here we want to be the next founding father. I usually don't trade with the other Europeans, so we'll probably not want that one. One of the things we were talking about is that you can abandon colonies by moving people out of them. I believe you can't abandon colonies that have stockades built. So that's actually one thing to note with this founding father in particular, is if you want to be disassembling colonies, say you're in preparation for the Declaration of Independence, there's a couple settlements that you built just for trade good production that you don't want during the war. Right? You might not want this guy. Yeah, so Twitch chat is agreeing with me that one of the rules in the original game was that if it had a stockade, you can't abandon the settlement. So that's the thing to note with this guy. That's sort of a metagamey sort of thing, where if you don't want to be abandoning settlements, you don't want to pick. You want to abandon settlements, don't pick this guy up. This is Conquer Native Settlements. This one's probably pretty good. Herman Cortez is pretty good if you are the French, or not the French, if you're the Spanish and you're conquering native settlements, because this will result in you actually getting treasure every time you take on some of the natives. Political here, Crown foreign rules no longer affect relations on the New World, and the Europeans in the New World always offer peace. This one's tempting. Old Missionaries Function and Expert is also tempting. I'm going to go Benjamin Franklin just so we don't get into any wars with the Europeans. Spanish, yeah, and the free galleon is nice, is what Twitch chat was saying for Herman Cortez. And the last person we got was Henry Hudson, so we now have 100% more yield for furs, although we're not actually getting any furs at the moment. Missions in the Crown. So this one of the might have been one of the ones that wasn't popping up earlier as well. This is the one talking about taxes. So it gives you sort of spiel for why the Crown is doing it. The spiel doesn't really matter. In this case, basically the things we need to take from this for sort of decisioning, if we wanted to put the 2 buttons down here, is what the tax rate's jumping to. So it's jumping from 3 to 8%, and what would be boycotted. So in this case, they'll boycott the silver. Which means we throw out all the silver we have right now, and there'd be a boycott which would prevent us from selling it. Silver in particular is something that I would like to trade with the Crown, because I don't think you can sell silver to the natives. The natives don't buy silver as far as I'm aware. So we'll hit accept, we'll accept the tax rate going up. We're going to sell the trade goods here. We bought them in Europe. we could sell them in Europe for 100. We bought them in Europe for 300. We are selling them here to the natives for a little over 1,000. And this was another one of the pop-ups that wasn't showing up to the trading menu, so we're gonna hit buy. And the natives, for a general rule, do give you, will sell you stuff for fairly good prices. So we'll go ahead and pick up the furs here. We're buying 90 furs for 81 gold, so it's less than one. I think the minimum price for what you can sell them for in Europe is one, so that's a decent price. Granted, right now in Europe they sell for 2, so not making a lot of money necessarily just shipping it straight to Europe. And the tobacco, same sort of thing. Tax rate jump of 4%. This is the tobacco. I'm actually going to say give me liberty or give me death in this situation. We'll just accept that we're not going to be exporting tobacco to Europe anymore. Which is maybe a little bit of a problem because we've got tobacco loaded up on the wagon train here, but oops, no, I wanted to be doing a long distance move order. Move to there. Can make, as Twitch chat says, we can make cigars, which is why I'm like, yeah, no, we'll just accept we're not exporting tobacco anymore. So we'll actually put the tobacco back in the colony, and we'll tell the guy making tobacco to stop making tobacco. Instead, I want you to convert it into cigars. And there are a way to trade with foreign nations. I think we just passed on the founding father that allows you to do that. As well as we can sell things like the tobacco and stuff like that, or not the tobacco, the cigars to the natives, right? The natives will also buy the cigars as well. $3,000 money, lots of money. Expert fisherman, that's tempting. Bit of a run, a bit of a walk over there to get there, though. On planter. So most of the skills that you can learn from the natives are stuff to do sort of with the nature. If I want to get, for example, an expert tobaccoist, I will have to import that probably from Europe. Ship has arrived in Europe. And let's actually, I'm going to go ahead and train the master tobaccoist. And then one of the sort of tricks that I sometimes make use of is you can equip the colonists coming from the old world with their equipment they'd use, or could use. For example, I can go ahead and say, tell this free colonist to equip with tools. So I can sort of squeeze 100 of another good into the cargo hold with the colonist. In this case, I've squeezed 100 tools in with this colonist. And then I'll do basically the same with this guy. I'll equip this guy as a dragoon. So we got 50 muskets and 50 horses in that slot with our tobaccoist here. Sort of squeezing and sneaking some more stuff into Europe without having to do as much shipping. go 2 more turns, and then we're gonna transfer this stuff back to port. Master Distiller, Free Colonist. Well, we're going to go to Master Distiller in the New World, so I don't really need another Master Distiller for the moment. Let's take a Free Colonist. Natives being extra generous with their money transfers here. There we go. So we got the tobaccoist in there. So he's now converting. The master tobaccoist is double effectiveness at making cigars. So instead of converting 3 tobacco into 3 cigars, he's now converting 6 into 6. Peter Minuet is very tempting for Indians no longer demand payment for their land. Although, while you don't have to pay for the land, it still does cause a little bit of unrest with the natives. So if you do that too much, the natives will still attack you. You just don't have to pay for it anymore. Oh, this one's also very valuable. Naval vessel movement at +1, and reduced time getting back to Europe is real nice. Yeah, I'm gonna do the exploration one. We're gonna do Magellan. Newspapers done in Charlesburg Royal. And Twitch had saying Magellan is nice if you use a lot of ships. I also like it for just simply getting back and forth from Europe faster. Even if I'm not necessarily using a lot of ships, just the time we're spending in traveling from Europe and back is nice. Basically, if you don't get the guy that I think, unless you get the custom houses really early on, you do a lot of Europe back and forth. We got stables. Oh, we've got it fully upgraded now. Okay. Got more tools, so I could keep doing more construction. That sort of stuff. Thinking about it, that's what we will do. So let's go ahead and grab the tobacco shop, prioritize that over the stable. And then let's get you actually equipped with tools. So let's get our specialist for working with tools equipped with tools. And then we got good Liberty Bill production from just the one Elder Statesman. Might only run one Elder Statesman. Yeah, no, I'm gonna put you on some cross production. Send them to the church so I get some more migrants coming in. So you're expert farmer, you're fur trapper, cotton planter, There's the expert fisherman. I think I might want to send one over to become an expert fisherman, so I'll send you over there. I mean, immediately just send one of these guys straight back to Europe. I guess we want to pick up people from Europe. Okay, now we got the ship pretty much full. Go ahead and send it to Europe with a good haul of stuff. The silver is the main thing that's going to sell there for decent cash. And you can see there one of the reasons I do like Magellan, right? From setting out from our place, we got one short of being able to go from the place to Europe. If we had a Magellan, he'd be able to immediately go to Europe. This turn. Twitch chat's asking if I can bring up the Founding Father Advisor, which is the Continental Congress, to see which ones we got. So we're currently working on Magellan. We'll have him in 14 days. We've not got any of the trade-centric ones yet. We have picked up Henry Hudson, who's the 100% more furs. We haven't picked up any of the military ones. We have picked up Benjamin Franklin, so we now don't have to be worried about the foreign crowns just deciding they're at war with us. And the AI, the New World AI is usually pretty peace-loving. And then we got Brewster here, which is why we're not getting any servants or petty criminals from the docks. And he's why we're getting choices as well of what's coming instead of just getting assigned one randomly. So we're back at the point where we could probably be selling some trade goods pretty quickly. Okay. Let's try to go accelerate our silver production there a little bit. We're in the warehouse there. I'm going to bring in more wood. Okay, so got enough wood here because we're making excess wood. I could probably take the lumberjack off and have him do something else for the moment. Okay, so I have one rebel out of 5 royalists. Well, this is definitely a prettier display. I'm still more used to the old one. Oh, okay, so there's the one. So 1 of 6 is rebel. Got kind of used to the old display type. Let's process the cigars a little bit faster. I was thinking about doing more crosses, but no, let's make more cigars. Oh, I see. Haven't made it to Europe yet. Okay. By the fur there. And then we will ask to speak to the chief here. Getting some more gold. Okay. And obviously we're going to sell off the silver first. Yeah, and you can see the price for silver is pretty volatile. If you start selling a bunch of it, the price just crashes. We do have demand for trade goods. We'll buy up some trade goods for selling. Grab, yeah, let's grab some missionaries. Let's grab an artillery also to fortify the location a little bit better. We'll bring some tools with us as well. Then we can send those guys back to Charlesburg. And then in Europe, the next one will be ready to ship in 3 turns, which is why I'm going to go and leave this guy here, Caravel here, for a couple turns. Finished a tobacco shop in Royal. So now we're really converting the tobacco rapidly into cigars, which is good because we've got a bunch of tobacco sitting around waiting to be converted. No complaints there. Do any of our closer trading partners want cigars? You'll buy cigars. Why is that showing? There we go. Oh, they're very interested in cigars. Okay. Let's go ahead and actually load some cigars up, and we'll see what we can get price-wise for the cigars. In Europe, we'd be able to sell them for 11 each. We might not get that level of trade value in the old world. Or in the new world. In the natives, yeah, we'll sign a peace treaty with them. Put another more person in the city, and I should probably put another person in the city. So let's put you in as back blender. Oh, I don't have enough food. Okay, never mind. You'll have to be baking food. That's fine. We're going to go and establish a mission here. So the Jesuit missionaries are the specialist experts for aesthetic missions. So we'll get the highest rate of Indian converts as we can get there. Okay, so let's see how valuable the cigars are to the natives. So we're selling 63 cigars. This would sell in Europe for 693. The natives will buy it off of us for 1,558. So even if, and this is the European value there is actually I think the pre-tax value. So this is definitely worth selling to the natives. So we'll go ahead and accept the offer. We'll buy stuff from the natives. We'll buy the cotton. Some silver for transport back to Europe. I'm going to load you up with some of the trade goods. We'll have you drop off some of the trade with the neighboring city. Establish a mission there as well. Not particularly good haul. Probably been trading a bit with them too much, so they don't actually have anything stockpiled up to sell to us. What's going on there? Not saving me a bunch of scouting time. Stable's complete. What else do I want to build here? We've got the tools. The fort situation wouldn't be a bad thing to do. The warehouse isn't bad to do either. The warehouse going. A little bit more space. Oh, and I've been just ignoring the fact that I've got capacity to transfer this guy to the colonies. Whoops. Expert ore miner. Yeah, let's take the expert ore miner. Wait one more turn before I send this guy back to Europe. This way we can ship the furs as well. We'll borrow out the silver, which we'll just accept the taxes because the silver is something we valuable enough that we want to be able to sell it. At the same time, getting rid of a boycott is expensive. Not quite to Europe yet. Boycott our cigars! We'll just accept taxes if we want. So this is one way to get around boycotts. If you think this guy's going to come up at some point in the future, we could just accept a lot of boycotts, stockpile a bunch of stuff, get this Founding Father, which would drop all the boycotts, and then you can sell a bunch of stuff. So I've been mostly ignoring the Lost City rumors, often because I just wait until this guy can pop up, which is exploration of Lost City rumors. Now, never yield a negative result, and all land units have extended sight range. Makes this guy pretty good. He's probably the guy I'm going to go with. Yeah, we're going to go with him. It'll take a while for it to be implemented, but it'll be good when it does. Oh, that's not the number of rebels, then that's the current. That's not the current, it must be the next bonus. We've got 2 rebels right now. Let's get you mining some ore. Oh, let's get this guy making tools instead of crosses for the moment. And if we put any more in here, we'll be getting a malice, so we definitely don't want to put another person in here for the moment. Although we can have him walk by land to the other places. Ship has arrived in Europe. Okay. Sell our silver. And sell the cigar, which of course crosses the cigar price, but that's fine. And the fur and a cotton. Drag back to the New World. Maybe some trade goods. We have to go a little bit further afield to get the trade goods sold, but we'll grab some trade goods. Let's actually get cannons. Allow us to fortify. Actually, I grabbed one more than I need to fortify, but allow us to fortify all our cities. Okay, so it looks like, unless I've mistaken, the contiguous part of the New World where we've explored is been explored. There is another island, another subcontinent at least, which is probably where the Spanish and the what's the word? It's the Spanish and the Dutch are, because we only see the British here. Okay, before I let this part go on too long, probably let it go on over a bit too long. I'm gonna put the part break in for YouTube. We're gonna try to record 2 more parts tonight, so if you're watching on YouTube, there should be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm gonna take a short break to sip a little bit of tea, and then we're gonna get back to recording the next part. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.